Hi, my name is Samy Hampton. I'm 29 years old, and this is my story. I was born and raised in Brazil, and at a very young age, I had to learn what death is. My biological mom was murdered when I was 2 years old. After that, I went to live with my grandma and grandpa, and at 7 years old, my grandma died from cancer. So, one of her last dying wishes was asking my aunt to take care of me, and she did. My aunt took me in. Thinking back at the time, I don't know how she did it, honestly. My aunt is only 16 years older than me, so the fact that she was able to manage so much at such a young age, it blows my mind now as an adult thinking back on it. She was in her early 20s, single mom. She had, my sister at the time, and then my brother after. But being a single mom, she was struggling financially, trying to provide for all of us, having fathers that were giving absolutely no financial support, and her trying to pick up jobs just to be able to put food on our table. A little short story. I remember, she always did try her best to give us everything that she could. And I remember we would only go out maybe like once a month to go eat like something like fast food or like pizza or sandwiches, because all the other days we cook at home. A lot of the same meals every day, like rice, beans, and like ground beef or some sort of meat, some vegetables. She taught me how to cook at 9 years old. So I was 9 years old and I was cooking, cleaning, laundry. And laundry was not what it is here. It was, you scrub everything by hand and you rinse it 2 to 3 times. Then you soak it in softener. Then you wring the clothes up and you hang it up to dry. And it wasn't until I moved to America that I used my first laundry washer and dryer or dishwashing machine. I've never had that before. But anyway, I remember, when we would go out to eat, we wanted to drink soda, and she would order one soda can, and all of us kids had to share one can. And now looking back at it, I'm thinking, wow, like she probably couldn't afford to buy one for each of us, But anyway, my aunt ended up adopting me as her own so that I could come to America with her. My stepdad's American. They met in Brazil, and they did the long distance for a very long time. But she adopted me so I could come to America with her, and I'm so thankful for it. Moving here definitely changed everything. I spoke absolutely no English. The first few years were really hard. It was hard going to school where, it was so hard to make friends and like talking to people and just being completely ignored in the middle of you talking because they're having a hard time understanding you. Like, I really struggled making friends for the first few years, so I wasn't exactly like in the best place because I moved here a month before my 13th birthday. It's not the easiest age to just up and leave, your country, your customs, your life. So I realized, oh my God, I need to learn English as fast as possible because I couldn't stand being ignored anymore. I couldn't stand being treated differently in school, by teachers, by people, by everyone. For a very long time, I wasn't happy, but that made me grow up really quick. I grew up fast, and I've learned a lot of life lessons at a very young age. After coming here to America and seeing, how comfortable people are here, how different it is, it made me want to work extra hard to build a life for myself, to be able to give myself the things that I want. I never expected, anyone to help me. I didn't want to put my mom in the position of, struggling more than she already had. So I think that's what a lot of my motivation comes from, and that fire that just motivates me every day to do my best and keep pushing and wanting more and more. And sometimes I have to revert back to that as motivation when things get hard, and especially after COVID and how it's been hard for everybody. So some days it's hard to be motivated. And at the end of the day, you have to remember your why. What's the reason why you want this? Why do you want to accomplish that? And that needs to come from here, from your heart, not from your head. And when you find your why, and it changes everything. You have that motivation, that fire inside of you, the fire that turns darkness into light. And so I went to high school. I took some community college classes and on business, enough to learn about business. And then I went to skincare school. And one of the things too that I think always drove me to wanting more is wanting to be good enough. It's hard talking about this because you have to break down your walls to be able to just open up, let a stranger know who you are or what you went through. It's not easy. And for a long time when I was younger, I would think of everything that I've been through, and I would just think, like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life. Like, I'm so depressed. And I learned to use what you've been through, use that, and use it as a weapon. Instead of letting it take you down and bring you down, use it as a weapon for your motivation, for your growth, for you to want to be a better person, for you to be able to grow in every way possible. Like, I'm not just on a search to make money. For me, it's so much more than that. It's success for me, it means I made it. No matter everything I went through growing up in Brazil, and like the move here and all the struggles I went through, I use that as motivation to remind me of the life that I can have versus what I had before or what I could go back to. I want to have kids and be able to give them everything, and of course, like, make sure that they appreciate it. And I'm gonna make sure that they know what I went through, what my mom went through, and always use that as motivation to just want to grow. Before I even started doing lashes, I had this dream of opening my own facial spa. I wanted it to be facial and body treatments. And I remember thinking, man, like, I did a lot of research, I put a business plan together, and I was like, I don't have the clientele for that. I don't have the capital for that yet. And I knew my passion was in beauty, and I also wanted to be able to help people. I decided that working in a facial spa wasn't working out for me. I just wasn't making what I needed to even survive. I went to school for all that, and then my first job out of school, I was making 50 cents more per hour than I was at my tanning salon job. I mean, it's ridiculous. So and I already had on the back of my mind that I wanted to be independent. I wanted to have my own business. I just needed to figure out how to get there. And what I did, I learned how to do lashes. I did that for a little while, working for someone. And then I decided, it's time to do my own thing. So I was working from home for a little while. I was just honestly at first working on friends, and then it was like friends of friends. And then friends of the friends were booking me, and I set up an online booking, and next thing I knew, there was just too many random people coming into my house. I mean, it was super exciting, but also like my husband to be at the time, he was like, okay, like, maybe it's time to get your own spot, like, you're busy. And I remember how excited I was and I thought about it, but I was also like so scared, like, opening your own business is terrifying. It is. But like so exciting at the same time. And I'm getting chills even thinking about it. So I started out with just one little room with one lash table inside a Solo Salon's building, and things were great. A year later, I was so booked out. I was working like 10 to 12 hour days, and I decided, oh my God, like, I need help. Like, I don't think I can do this anymore by myself, So I expanded to the biggest spot they had inside Solo Salon, so I was able to fit 3 beds. And that was when I hired my first employee and went through all that. And then another year later, I ended up expanding again. We were just so booked out, and we're just so crammed in that small space. Like, that space, I would say, gosh, I don't know the exact measurement, but it was definitely slightly bigger than my bedroom. So you can imagine, not that big. But So I decided to expand again and get my own storefront. I thought, I saved up the money, like the time feels right. I found the perfect location. So why not? I was again terrified, but also, you know, excited to take that risk because I honestly think if you don't take risks, you won't grow. You can't grow and achieve the goals you have without taking risks and being afraid of failure. And if you fail at something, at least you tried. And a lot of the time, sometimes it takes someone going through that and getting that close to failure to be able to just boom, like explode and grow. So April of 2019, I expanded into my own storefront. It was incredible. The experience was so exhausting and so exciting. I wasn't even sleeping. I'd be up all night making sure I have my business plan good to go, make sure I have all the numbers, making sure I have all the supplies. I remember at the time I was ordering so much stuff on Amazon, and like my husband was literally like, okay, like he would come home and there'd just be like piles of boxes in the hallway by the front door. And I remember bringing all that to the salon. It was like 2 truckloads of just boxes. But yeah, it was so much work and I absolutely loved every part of it. So all my years of lashing, I loved to research what's the best products out there, what's available to me. I would buy from like every brand I could find, and I would test it out and use it on my clients and see how they like it, see if I like it. And it's amazing how disappointing a lot of that experience was. I just felt like I was never satisfied or like truly happy with what I was using. So I was like, oh my God, you know what? I should just make my own line, right? And I thought, oh my God, that's like so cool that you're thinking that, like keep wanting to grow, but like girl, like that takes money and like a lot of planning and time. And I was just like, can I do this? And I actually sat on it for a while, honestly, and I started to just like research and like start designing my own products, coming up with ideas, writing them down. So when I finally felt ready, I just went for it, and I'm so happy that I did. I truly created a brand of products that I really love, and I'm very proud of it, and I'm really excited for the world to get to try it. And for me, being in this industry, it's so rewarding because I truly love to make other people feel good about themselves. It's the most rewarding feeling when a client comes in for like a lash extension set and they open their eyes and they look in the mirror and you can sense the confidence just blow up and they just feel so beautiful and so good, and like, oh, I'm getting chills talking about it. I love that. I love helping people feel that good about themselves, so to me, like, I really do care, and I would not take anything back, because the things that I went through is what made me who I am today. And I'm very proud of who I am, and I'm very happy with how I've turned out and how I continue to grow. And I want to continue on this journey of growth and success and happiness, and I want to bring the people I care about along the way, people that share the same goals as me, and I want to be able to support them and educate them and grow together. I think that there's room for all of us to succeed, so I love to be able to empower other people to be the best version of themselves. Focus on positivity, focus on your success, find out your why and keep moving forward, keep working hard, keep moving forward, because hard work does pay off. Thank you for watching my story. Mwah.